Does Russia have any history of violating other countries' airspace?
None that I'm aware of.
Don't worry, you're not going to be Prime Minister just yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
I think you're safe with an opinion for a while.
How long?
So far, Russia's response has been more restrained than we might have thought. According to the Mirror, Russia today launched a tomato boycott against Turkey because every Turkish tomato bought in a supermarket is a contribution to yet another missile. Really, I just get nectar points on mine. But, now, Putin's released pictures of his new multi-million-pound three-storey war room in Moscow, from where he directs Russia's...
Is that story for each world war?
Well, I hope not. Do you want to have a look at it?
Yeah, go on then.
Well, why is Putin in, like... If that was a theatre, he hasn't even paid to be in the stalls.
That is the exact set of Spectre. I know I'm slightly obsessed by this film, but...
Can't get over the fact that once again you were passed over for the role of Miss Moneypenny.
And the Turkish leader, Erdogan, has been talking tough. Do you want to see him talking tough?
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
let's have a look then.
Eğer bugün Van'da Türkçe propaganda yapabiliyorlarsa bunun önünü açan biz olduk biz.
It's nice to hear the Bee Gees influence still in modern politics.
How has David Cameron argued in favour of airstrikes this week?
Keeps us safer, he said.
He did say that. Make it safer. What's the Lib Dem position on airstrikes against Islamic State in Syria, then?
I mean, if it's legal and it's effective, then, you know, you consider it. I think it's probably legal. Are we sure it's going to be effective? We're basing a lot of this on, you know, stuff we don't really know, and it's a big deal when you're voting to send people's kids to war.
And the Prime Minister's saying, trust me. Because
I'm a
very
politician.
recently I suggested going into Syria on the other side. To bomb Assad. A year later, I'm saying exactly the opposite.
But he does want to bomb Syria, we're sure of that.
Yeah.
Different bit this time.
Different bit.
What's Jeremy Corbyn done now?
He's been writing letters.
He has?
Was Jeremy Corbyn's letter just from his mum saying Jeremy can't come to Cabinet?
He's written letters to all of his MPs. I don't need to bother doing that. I can just talk to them because he's written a letter to all his MPs saying that he cannot vote for the airstrikes or whatever it's going to be.
How's it gone down with his shadow cabinet?
It's bombed.
Yes.
Thank you.
Why are they particularly so annoyed with him?
They keep talking about collective responsibility in the cabinet, the shadow cabinet. Sorry, how ridiculous. The shadow cabinet coming to an agreement about things, and then he just makes announcements.
Yeah, he just doesn't consult anyone.
I thought a lot of them were ringing you up and saying, "Can I come and join your party?"
The latter bit might not be true, but the first bit is true.
So that
Well, there
they
are lots
just...
of them ringing you up.
They did a little while ago. I think they're just
What are they
fuming to each
saying?
other. They're saying how sad they are that their party is left of centre now.
Are you working at Samaritans?
I feel that is my role.
If the US coalition and Russia fail to rid the world of ISIS, which unlikely hero can we rely on to do the job instead?
Is it Hillary Clinton?
No, it's US stay-at-home mom, Linda Glock. Nice and smiley, isn't she, Linda
Yes,
Glock?
She's nice and smart, isn't she?
She posted on a social media site, "I will destroy ISIS."
Well, thank goodness someone stepped up to the plate.
Now, meanwhile, the mafia has warned ISIS to stay out of New York.
All right.
Giovanni Gambino, a mafia boss's son, said, "The rise of global terrorism gives the mafia a chance to show its good side." So this is the continuing mess in Syria. David Cameron has been trying to persuade MPs to support airstrikes. He's embarking on a high-risk strategy involving himself in a civil war with fanatical factions fighting each other to topple an unpopular leader. But what can he do? He needs those Labour votes.
We were told not to bring pets into the audience.
According to The Guardian, Ed Miliband this week said Jeremy Corbyn has what it takes to be Prime Minister. Well, if anyone knows, it's not him. Ian and Josh, take a look at this.
It's another budget. Oh.
Where have they hidden?
That's the new rapid reaction police force.
That's the last time you could afford to buy a house. Yeah, George Osborne's done a U-turn in his autumn speech.
Everything he said he was going to do, he hasn't done. So he's not going to cut the police, he's not going to cut tax credits, there's plenty of money for the armed forces, plenty of money for the SAS, money for everything. What you got? What you want? It's an extraordinary U-turn. And I mean, presumably, he was watching this programme when there was some mild criticism. of his initial budget, and he's come to his senses.
Do you think, Paul, that's because you had a chat with Jacob Rees-Mogg about it last week and it's had some effect on him and he's gone and...
I don't think anything from the 21st century could have any effect on Jacob Rees-Mogg whatsoever. If I'm sitting here wearing a periwig, I might have got through to him.
Well, according to the Mirror, he executed a humiliating U-turn today by ditching his raid on tax credits. Labour MPs whooped and claimed a major victory. But whose victory was it really? Because quite a few people were claiming it. Chuka Umunna,
definitely.
big win for Labour. Sun Nation, huge victory for the Sun. Sean Lafferty, congratulations to the Greens. Tim Farron, tax credits cut, scrapped, a massive Lib Dems win. Hey!
Well, I mean, it was a vote in the Lords, and it was a lot of your lot.
It was our Lords who voted against it to scrap it, so I think we can claim at least as much credit as the Mirror.
How did Labour press home their advantage?
This is the less happy bit of the story.
He got out Chairman Mao's little red book, the Shadow Chancellor.
Yes, John McDonnell.
John
he did.
McDonnell.
It was meant to be a joke. And it was him saying, you know, you've sold a lot of Britain to China, this is how they're going to deal with you. But he didn't think for the vast majority of people they'd be thinking, oh, you're a former communist and you're now waving Chairman Mao's book around. So then he threw the book across the chamber, and Osborne, I do hate to say this, came up with a joke. He said, it's your personally signed copy. You see, you're laughing at a Tory Chancellor. That's how bad things have gotten.
How's George Osborne managing to do all this when he was saying only a few weeks ago that huge cuts were necessary?
The day before, someone said you have an extra 27 billion, largely coming from tax, which is the other way to raise money apart from cutting spending. I like the description of him as the lucky Chancellor. I mean, unbelievably lucky.
Yes, but he's still going to cut 12 billion from welfare. So he just hasn't said yet where he's taking that from. Might be from you, madam. Who knows? None of us know.
That would be better, wouldn't it?
you
Just
think?
pick on one person. And everyone else, I think if you put that to the country and said there's 12 billion, do you want to share it out between you? Or one of you takes the hit?
Can I vote for Andrew Lloyd Webber? What's George Osborne's big plan?
What's his big plan?
Big plan, yeah.
Become leader of the Conservative Party and get them moved from number 11 to number 10 and not hold that red box up anymore.
Yeah, that, and to get the debt down. At the moment, is that... Does anyone know how much it is at the moment?
Well, it's about
No.
$1 trillion.
It's 1.56 trillion and rising. Look, here it is counting up, see?
Oh my God.
Seems to be
Someone
going
needs to stop him, it's still going. We should have that above Trafalgar Square.
And we have Andrew Lloyd Webber handcuffed next to it. And every time it goes past like another million, he gets a slap. Actually, then, you know. How did Robert Peston cover the autumn statement on his last 10 o'clock news?
He sung and danced it, didn't he? Came down some steps with a top hat, twirling cane, silver top game. The news is breaking tonight. Osborne says it's all right. He's the Chancellor. I'm, you know.
Yeah.
I was really excited to see how far that was going to go.
I shouldn't have. I was trying to rhyme Chancellor and I backed out. I'll show you my pecker. I'm from the Exchequer.
Now, we mustn't get UKIP in all this. What did single, solitary, powerless UKIP MP Douglas Carswell say about the autumn statement?
Oh, I don't remember.
Well, he pointed out that this will be the first year ever that the Home Office budget will be less than the foreign aid budget. Apparently, they've spent 15 million trying to reduce the flatulence of Colombian cattle to combat climate change.
To be fair, it's a lot of corks. Apparently, you can sometimes do a Nigel Farage impression. Is that right?
I once did a Nigel Farage impression.
Did it go down well?
Well, it was me, very Clegg in the warm-ups for the Nige things last year.
Yeah.
All I did was make stuff up, which is what he does.
Yes.
Simple. Then wearing a purple tie, drank quite a lot. Brilliant.
Ian, do you have any political impressions you'd like to give us?
He's got a good Pitt the Younger. He's doing it now. That's it now. And this is Pitt the Elder.
I had a go at doing political impressions. It didn't go very well, so I gave
Who'd you
them
do?
up. Tony Benn.
Okay.
But I can only do Tony Benn singing Alicia Dixon. Does she wash up? She never washes up. Does she brush up? No, she never brushes up. That's very good.
Can I kill this fly?
Yes, really.
Can't we negotiate first? I'll just ring the UN.
Has it gone over your airspace?
En garde! En garde! There you go.
so to round 2, the scrambler of news. Buzz when you know what it is.
Oh, this is the boy who I saw this, which is why I made me to press the button and answer with some authority. He was singing the Australian national anthem, but he got a bout of hiccup, so he sort of hiccups his way through it. But no, it's okay because he got severely punished for it. No, everybody found it very amusing. You can see, I think some of the players found it quite amusing as well.
Should we have a look?
Let's have a look. Yeah.
His name is Ethan Hall. What happened after the performance?
He was chased out of town.
Well, despite his unfortunate dilemma, he bravely carried on before being widely applauded by the crowd and earning high fives from the players. Yeah, and in other sports news, why has Seb Coe given up his ambassadorial role with Nike?
Because it's all very murky, isn't it? Because they gave the International Athletics World Championship to a city that I've never even...
Eugene.
Eugene?
Yeah, I'd never heard of this.
Eugene, Oregon.
Isn't that an opera by Tchaikovsky?
It's the centre of Nike's business.
Have you ever bought a Nike product in?
Yes, I have a number of their waistcoats.
Do you know how much they were employing Seb for?
It was over £1 zillion.
It was £100,000 a year as a brand ambassador. Why had these suspicions been raised?
There was no bidding process.
No bidding
It was just
process,
awarded to them. People think that Seb, in his role as ambassador, might have said to himself as vice president, why don't we give the championship to this town whose major employer pays you £100,000
That's
a year?
ridiculous. That would never have happened.
No. So anyway, he's had to resign.
How did Seb Coe help fund his presidential campaign for the president? How did Seb Coe help
Have you
fund
on something?
I'm on menopausal ladies heroin. Don't know if you know that, folks. It's lovely. It's called Solpadeine Plus Soluble, and crikey, does it give an old lady a bit of a poop. I'm not even being paid to advertise it.
No, you're a brand ambassador. It's fantastic.
I don't really want to be a brand ambassador for Solpadeine Plus.
You can't stop talking about it, though, can you?
And on the theme of allegedly corrupt men in sport, what has Sepp Blatter been up to this week?
We surely don't have to say allegedly with Blatter.
No.
Even he doesn't believe he's innocent.
No. He keeps having panic attacks, doesn't he?
He told Swiss TV channel RTS, the pressure on me was enormous. It came to the point where my body said, stop. Enough is enough. I was close to death. I sat between angels singing and the fire of the devil. Although I suspect he was slightly closer towards the fire of the devil.
That's hell of a symptoms to go into your doctor with, isn't it? Just 2 paracetamol, see if it gets rid of it.
You know what I'd be recommending? Sticking with football, what extreme lengths has this man gone to ensure his son supports his team, Millwall?
Oh, well, it's one of these things where he's named him after every sort of player in the Millwall team.
Well, yeah, not quite every player. It is along those lines. He's named him Bermondsey Millwall Den Bloomfield. And his nickname is Poor Little
I was on London Bridge once, and there were about 50 Millwall fans on the other platform. And one of them saw me and shouted, "Oi, Islot, wanker!" And they all started running up the bridge to come over to the other side. I thought I was going to die. And the devils of fire here, angels here.
What did you do? Solpadeine? Sorry, I'm going to stop doing it. What did you do? Did you
I
make
ran
it?
really
Yeah.
fast.
Did you?
That's the way.
Yeah.
Like you had your Nikes on.
Yeah.
Fingers on Buzz's teams.
That's the hole that the potential thieves drilled at Hatton Gardens.
That's right. It is.
Potential thieves.
Well, on the
I mean,
outside,
that's cautious, isn't it?
I reserve my judgment. They might have just been lost.
It was the Dad's Army kind of criminal gang, wasn't it? They hid the jewels under a gravestone or something, is that right?
No, that was Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
Can I just stress that 4 people have pleaded guilty and 4 people are on trial. 2 of those standing trial have been described as second-hand car dealers. Shocking. If it turns out they did it, I'll never trust a second-hand car dealer again.
Didn't they discuss it in the pub? They had all their meetings on a Friday night in the pub. Well, we've all made plans like that on Friday night in the bar.
They carried it out, you see.
That's what I like about them. That's what makes Britain great.
Britain's plucky pensioners.
How did eldest ringleader Brian Reader, otherwise known as the Master or the Governor, get to the raid?
He got public transport,
Oh,
didn't
he
he?
used his Oyster.
He used his Oyster cards, that's right, to jump on the bus to the raid from his home in Dartford.
The other way they caught him is the next day put £4 billion on the Oyster card.
This is the start of the Hatton Garden jewellery trial. 4 men who have pleaded guilty have an average age of 68. The raid didn't go to plan, as when they finally reached the basement, they forgot what they'd come downstairs for in the first place. Time now for the odd one out round, just one between you this week. Ben Carson, the Ken doll, Kanye West and Tom Cruise.
They haven't all had a doll made out of it.
It's someone they've all been portrayed as.
Is it Jesus?
Yes, it is.
Because Kanye West called his album Jesus, didn't he?
That's right.
Perhaps they're all Jesus.
They're all Jesus.
Except him. He's a Scientologist.
Yeah.
Well done, you did almost get it. The answer is they've all been depicted as Jesus apart from Republican presidential candidate Ben Carson, who was depicted in a painting with Jesus, which hangs on his wall. That's not Jesus, that's Wolf from Glenn. Now, as far as Tom Cruise is concerned, the Bible Walk Museum in Ohio houses a series of waxworks of various celebrities, all recycled, so they represent characters from the Bible. Here, for example, is a recycled Tom Cruise as Jesus. On the left. Okay. Let's play a little game. I'll show you a religious waxwork, and you have to tell me which celebrity it originally was.
Okay.
First off, King Solomon.
Vanessa Phelps. That's John Travolta.
It is John Travolta, Ian.
Brilliant work.
Next up, it's a rather dapper-looking angel.
Prince Philip.
Indeed, it's Prince Philip. So, who wants to go to that museum? Nobody. Right, rapper and famous prat Kanye West has often equated himself with Jesus and was depicted as the Son of God on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Ken doll was actually part of an exhibition in Buenos Aires in which Barbie and Ken adopted various religious guises. Here's Ken. And here he is doing suggestive shepherd. Some collectors have invested a lot in the Ken as Jesus doll, only to be disappointed. They put him away safely in the sealed box, but when they go back to check on it 3 days later, the box is empty, except for the robes, which have been left neatly folded up. And finally, what happens if you're a high-ranking Russian Orthodox priest and you can't get into a car because you've got a big hat on? Do you want to see?
Yes.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication The Business of Ferrets. The magazine is a Wessex Ferret Club. It's for people who think rats just aren't long enough. And we start with, what for 7 minutes a day could cure people of racism?
Is it excessive use of sunbed? Thinking.
It's meditating. For 7 minutes a day could cure people of racism. Next, pensioner uses what to turn mobility scooter into convertible?
A high-powered jet engine.
Is it very low bridge?
It is pensioner uses washing basket to turn mobility scooter into convertible. This is a woman pictured in the Sun on Thursday. Here she is.
How come the blind man's looking straight at her? Is he entitled to that dog?
She's on her way to Dragon's Den. I don't fancy her chances. Next, overly enthusiastic delivery man surprises customer by